Hello, welcome to episode 15 of the 70's Silver Art Bar Show. My name is Silver Art, and I'm the host. I'm doing episode 15, which this is the fifth episode of 2018, which is a lot for me. I hadn't done that many in a short period of time like this, but I guess I just had a lot to say. I had a lot on my mind. I had, bought a bunch of bars, which is good. Now the four bars you see here, these are the four bars that I bought at a local coin show this weekend. And it also brings me to one thing, and that is talking about finding silver art bars at a coin show. Generally speaking, I've been to and I've traveled to many coin shows over the past few years, big and small. And generally speaking, the bigger the coin show, the better chances of finding old 70s silver art bars. Now, the show I went to this weekend, it was a local show, and it had about 200 tables, which that to me that's a big show. It's not the biggest that I've been to, but it's still a fairly good sized show. And these bars right here, I bought these from one of the dealer tailors there, and these are holiday theme bars. Well, except for this one, these two right here. These three right here are Madison Mint bars. These were minted in 70. These two were minted in 77. This one is a bicentennial that was minted in 76. And this one right here, this one, I'll flip it over. This one is a Mark IV reverse type, which was minted by United States Silver Corporation in 1974. I like this one. I like the liberty and justice for all. I think that's relevant today, especially, given the issues that we're going through today as a country. So this still applies. That's why I like this bar a lot. And this one is bicentennial, Prophet of Freedom. And these two, I usually don't get holiday theme bars, but I've been seeing a lot of those lately at coin shows and at local dealers. I bought these two. I usually don't do Christmas. I bought those two because I don't see many late 70s holiday theme bars. I generally don't see those. Most of the holiday theme bars are generally like 73, 74, usually those years, but I don't see many of those late 70s, like 77, 78, 79. Don't see many of those, which is ironic because I see a whole bunch of holiday themed bars. Now, the show that I went to, this is the largest show in Tennessee, and usually you find a bunch of bars, but I hadn't found many old 70s bars there. I did find some Coca-Cola bars, which I didn't buy because that person there wanted too much for them. And generally speaking, when it comes to holiday theme bars, this is just me, and your mileage may vary, as they say. But I try very hard to pay the lowest premium for those, because these don't, generally speaking, these don't have like high rarity values. Those don't sell for big premiums on eBay. When I say big premiums, I mean like $80, $90. These generally, I've seen these on eBay, and personally I've sold some. These generally will sell between 22 to as much as maybe 33. Most of the ones fall like between like high 20s, low 30s, some mid 20s. But usually when it comes to actually buying them, like when you buy them at a show, when it comes to buying them at a coin show, to me it's best to buy them at the lowest premium possible. And when I say lowest premium, I say over the spot silver price. So right now, the spot silver price is $16.50 per ounce, per troy ounce. And I paid $1 over spot for these four right here, for each of these four. So I paid $17.50 each. And generally, the lower the premium, the better. If you can buy them at that, because like I said, these bars relatively speaking, yeah, you see a lot of those. I mean, well, it's hard to find old bars, but when you do, it's usually the holiday themed bars from the 70s. Usually the early 70s, like 73, 74, 72. Those are the years you usually see. But my rule of thumb when I go to a coin show is when I see a bar like that, when I see those type of holiday theme, those common bars, I try to buy those at as low a premium as possible. Because the reason I say that because I like them. I like to give them at a good price, at the cheapest price possible. But at the same time, I might decide, hey, I don't want it anymore, and I decide to sell it. Of course, obviously, I'm a reseller, and I have a business that specifies in reselling old bars and various other coins. But even if you don't sell, I usually like to buy them for the lowest rate possible, just because it's me. I'm cheap. And that's just me. I'm honest with that. I'm just cheap. But I like these type of bars. I mean, some of these bars, I like the picture. And even though this one right here is a Christmas bar. Yeah, I like the ornaments on the tree. I think that's nicely done. You got an Independence Day. Don't see many late 70s Independence bars. But like I said, I think it's the first one from 77 that I've seen in a while. Of course, the bicentennial bars, they're always good. And of course, you got bars like this, Liberty and Justice for All. The theme is universal. So I like stuff like that. But now this show, I didn't see many bars there. A lot of the bars, like I said, they're usually hard to find. But even at a big coin show with 200 dealer tables like this one I've been to, I hadn't seen many bars, and I've been there for a long time, for several hours looking, and there's just not many of those bars. There's just not many of those there. So usually when I find them, I'll snatch them up as quickly as possible, because usually there's other people besides me looking for these. So I have competition. And there's other collectors that go to these shows and they look for bars like this to add to their collections or to just resell on eBay or whatever. So I have competition. I'm not the only one doing this. So sometimes it's a lot of luck, being at the right place at the right time. Like I said, I have many dealer connections. A lot of dealers know me. They know what I'm looking for. So that helps. I have a good reputation. So I do a lot of business with a lot of them. But most of the time, generally speaking, the bigger the coin show, the better your chances of finding old bars from the 70s. That's a rule of thumb right there. And with that being said, I've been to some really small coin shows, like with less than 50 dealer tables, and I've found a whole bunch of bars. I mean, there's some cases where I find more silver art bars at a small show than I do at a much bigger show. Sometimes it's just, luck of the draw. It depends on what the dealer brings or doesn't bring. It depends on, how many other collectors are there looking for the same thing I'm looking for. So there's a lot of factors that go into this. And like I said, I felt lucky because this particular dealer had 6 art bars, 6 70 silver art bars. I bought 4 of them because the other 2 I already had. But I noticed when I came back the next day, those other 2 were gone. I said, "Yep, people are buying those." And there's a strong market for these type of bars on eBay and online, and collectors, obviously they like them. So there's a strong demand for these type of bars, and I'm always adding to my collection. So, but it's just the reality. That's just the reality of it all, which actually is good for me because, like I said, I have a business reselling these, and those usually get good money. But like I said, with these 20s, maybe low 30s, resell on eBay. Given what the spot is right now, which is $16.50 per ounce. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that because, like I said, I went to a big coin show, and I don't think I really talked about it in depth like I did tonight. And it's just, I like big coin shows. I like the challenge. I like the thrill of the hunt, the silver art bar hunt. It makes me feel good, like when I find something that I like, or just basically when I find something that I like for resale. I mean, either one is good. It's just a good feeling that you get when you find one. So I mean, I just feel better. I feel happy when I find some. Now, on the other hand, if I don't find any, then that could be not so great. But that's happened to me because, like I said, these are generally hard to find now. And like I mentioned in other earlier episodes, a lot of these old bars from the 1970s have been melted down during the big melt of the early 80s. So yeah, you don't see many of these now. That's just the way it is. And the ones that are in existence, a lot of those are in the hands of collectors. So you don't have a chance to get as many unless someone just dumped a whole bunch, like if it was like from a state or something like that. You're not gonna see a lot of these in one place, generally speaking. So, but anyway, that's all I have. Coin show was a success. I found some bars. Now I found more than just these four bars, but the others were like from different decades. So these are the four that I found that to me were interesting. Got them at a very low premium. So everything went well. That's pretty much it. And that concludes episode 15 of the 70s Silver Art Bar Show. And my name is Silver Art. And I will see you whenever I do my next episode. And goodbye.